Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to be breaking down my unexpected expenses that occurred over this past weekend. If you guys follow my Instagram account, Blessings on a Budget, you already know the story. But if you don't, go ahead and follow. But my grandfather passed away this weekend and we had to jet out on a plane to get across the state to Louisiana, and there were a lot of unexpected expenses that we experienced throughout this whole trip. Fortunately, my flight was paid for, thank God. That would have cost us like $700, and there would have been no way. I mean, that we budget, but I don't think we would have, we would have made it, but it would have been really difficult. So fortunately, we didn't have to pay for the flights. However, we did have other expenses. And this video, I'm going to break down all of those unexpected expenses and see how we can pull them from our cash envelopes and our sinking funds and our emergency fund if necessary. See, this is why it's so important to budget for things like this, because I have an emergency sinking fund. That's what these emergency funds are for emergencies. So come along the journey with me and let's get started. Right, I'm signing into my bank account right now on my laptop so I can find out each expense. I did put it on a credit card because everything was moving so quickly. I didn't really even have time to breathe. So we just put everything on the credit card and we were like, we will handle it when we get home. And so this is me handling it. Okay, first one I'm opening and I see the majority of the expenses on this card. So let's go ahead and write them down. So the first thing on March 5th, which is the day that we actually flew out, is for $650, actually $660. And it was at a gas station. But I don't think it was for gas. I think it was for snacks. I'm not quite sure. I'm not going to put a description because in the description is where I'm going to put the sinking fund or emergency fund or wherever that money is going to come from. That's where I'm going to put it. Okay, the next item on my card is food. So we got in, okay, 3-5 again. Excuse me. So 3-5 is the day after we got in. I guess we flew out on the 4th because we got this meal on the 5th. So it had to have been the 4th. Okay, so this total for the meal was $19.87, and it was for food. My husband and I actually split a meal, but it was still expensive, but it's from a place that we never really get to have. It's called Cafe Venetia. If you have it where you're at, consider yourself blessed. We love that place. Okay, so we got Cafe Venetia. Then in the airport, see, this isn't adding up. I think that some of these expenses are coming in later. At the airport before we left, we went to Pinkberry, which I've never actually been to. But it was $14.99, and you'll see, like I said in my Instagram post, we spent more on food than we had anticipated. But we also were grieving, and food makes me feel better, if I'm just being honest. That is kind of a coping thing. Okay, so we have that. Then we went to Walmart and we got some much needed necessities that we weren't able to take on the flight. So we spent on 3.5 again. See, look how many expenses we had on this a day. It's crazy. So we had 27.46. So $27.46. And we are gonna put Walmart. And I would say that's shopping, and I will say probably gonna come out of the shopping envelope, but let's just keep going and we will do that fun stuff later. Okay, and then this is also when we were in the airport. We had dinner at TGI Fridays before we flew out. We only ever get it at the airport. It's my husband and I's thing. Oh, look, I put it in the wrong section. But y'all know my favorite part about having an iPad is I can literally just move it away. And it's like it never happened. Okay, so we had TGI Fridays, and that was, whew, wow, we spent a lot. $45.90. We did have an appetizer. We also, well, we split an appetizer. We got the sampler, and then we split the sliders. But I don't know, it got a little crazy at TGI Fridays. All right, and then we had to pay for parking at the airport. Goodness gracious. And parking is no joke. It was $39 for airport parking. But we could have had someone drop us off, but then they wouldn't have been able to pick us up. We got in really late and we left pretty late, so it just made more sense for us to drive. Okay, and then the next day, 3/6, we went to Walmart and got my nephew some things. Oh wait, no, this was actually gas. We went to Walmart and we got gas for my sister-in-law and brother-in-law because they allowed us to stay and use their car because the car rental place ran out of cars. Even though we had pre-ordered it, paid for it, and everything like that, they ran out of cars, so we didn't have a car, and our brother and sister-in-law were kind enough to let us use their car. When my sister-in-law literally just gave birth like 2 weeks ago, and they allowed us to stay in their house with my nephew, and they are just a godsend. So we wanted to pay for their gas, so I'm just gonna put gas. And then we got Starbucks before the funeral. Again, just made me feel a little bit happier. So it was $11.66. Copy. And then when we were flying out, because we flew out the day of the funeral as well, and that was $34 for dinner and 96 cents. We got Shake Shack from the airport. So I'm gonna put food. And then that is it on this credit card that I see. So let's go ahead and pull up the other one. So something I do see on another credit card is on March 5th, we got my nephew some things from Walmart, and we paid $36.58. And we're just gonna put nephew, and he is, you know, so deserving. We love him. He's perfect in every way. And he gets all of our money. We'll just give it to him. So that is it. So then, on top of this, we had to board our dogs. Because it was so last minute, we had no one to watch our dogs, and we had to fly out the day of the news, the day after we got the news. So we flew out on a Thursday. We had to board the dogs from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday to today, Monday, because they were closed on Sunday. We got in late on Saturday, and so they were already closed on Saturday, so we had to keep them there through Monday. And on top of the boarding, my dog needed his shots. They wouldn't allow him to stay until he received his shots and had his annual exam. So we had to pay for that as well. So all in all, we picked them up today, and our payment was, you ready? $305.54. Now, I already know I don't have this money in my pet's sinking fund. So we are going to have to rework some of this. Let's go ahead and put dog boarding. Not to mention, we are also going out of town this weekend for a wedding, and we are going to have to board them again. It's just one of those things. And then, as if it couldn't get any worse, we arrived home, and at the airport, we go to our car and we're loading up, and we see that we have a flat tire. So we also need to purchase a tire. So I'm gonna put 3.8, and I'm thinking the tire is gonna be about $100, but I think we're gonna get 2 tires, so I'm gonna put 200. It may be more, maybe less, but I'm just gonna put it so we can do all of the fun stuff together. Now, if we add up all of this, this is how much I spent in a 5, 6, 7, 8, 3-day time period. Wow, that's insane. And then keep in mind, if we had to pay for flights, it would have been an additional $700. Crazy. So let's go ahead and add this up. Okay, so without the tires, total, we spent $580. Oh my gosh, that kills me. Okay, total $580.74. To be fair, more than half of it is for boarding the dogs, but gosh, you guys, that just sucks. I hate that feeling. And then if you add the $200 for the for the expected car cost, the real total is $780.74. Now, I'm not going to get anxious. It is easy to get anxious looking at those numbers, but we're going to figure out how we're going to allocate what we already have saved towards each of these funds. We may deplete our sinking funds. However, we won't be in debt. So, and just so you guys are aware, I've already paid off the credit card for these. I've taken it from our savings, but I'm going to deposit whatever we have to allocate and put that back into our savings. So, let's go ahead and get started. On snacks, I'm going to put this in our groceries. So last week, since we left early, we really didn't get to use our groceries at all last week. So I think we have $100 in groceries that we can put directly towards the food items. So let's go ahead and pull this up and do... We're going to put groceries here. 6 point. I don't know why why it's doing this. 6 point. Okay. For some reason, it's not wanting to do that. Or this. Okay.
6.6 plus 19.87. So we're already up to 26. Let's do pink berry. 99.
Equals. Okay, so we're up to 41.46. We're going to go ahead and put that in groceries as well. Now, Walmart. That was me. That was me spending money. My husband and I both buying things that we needed. So we're going to put it under the shopping sinking fund. TGI Fridays, we're going to go ahead and put that under groceries as well. And then we should almost be done with groceries.
So let's go ahead and add the 45.90 equals, okay.
So we're at 87.36. Let's add the coffee to groceries as well. Okay, so when I add in the coffee, we're at $99.02. So we're just gonna go ahead and say groceries is done. Next, airport parking. I'm thinking we might need to take this just straight from our emergency fund, which I have in a savings account. And it's more than the $1,000 emergency fund. We add to it monthly. So I think I'm going to take it from the emergency fund. I already know that nephew is coming out of gifts because he deserves it. Dog boarding, part of it is going to come from pets and the rest is going to come from the emergency fund. Food. I'm gonna take it from leftover money. Normally I would put this leftover money from March into the March Madness budget, but you guys, this is an emergency situation, and I think that unfortunately this week isn't going to be able to get as stuffed as we'd like it to. We have a $780 bill, so we're just not going to do that. So I'm going to take the leftover and put it in food, and then in the gas envelope, you know what, I'm going to take some from gas and the rest is going to be from the emergency fund. Tires is going to come straight from car maintenance. Okay, so we have all of our expenses allocated to groceries, shopping, groceries, emergency fund, any leftover money that we have, and if it's not enough to cover it, that will come from the emergency fund as well. Gifts, pets, and emergency, and then car maintenance. So, by the grace of God, we are covered. You know, we have saved, we are prepared for emergencies like this. You know, you never want to spend your emergency fund. You never want to have to go through an emergency to have to pay this much money. I mean, $780 is no joke. However, it is so great to know that this is not going to be sitting on a credit card, that this will be paid for tomorrow. Like, it's already set up. I just need to pull the money from my sinking fund. Yeah, it does suck that car maintenance is probably going to be down to $0. But that's what these sinking funds are for, you guys. So, okay. So, you guys, I just confirmed with my husband that the tires are $80 a piece. So, we should probably be getting 2 tires. And we're rotating them, so it'll be 160, but we're going to put 200 here just in case. Now I'm going to go ahead and take out the funds. So for groceries last week, it would have been so nice to put this in our March Madness. But unfortunately, we cannot. So we are taking $20, $40, $60, $80, $100 for these expenses, and they will be deposited tomorrow. So that is all of the groceries. So I'm just going to add a check mark in red. Check, 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 check. Okay, so those are all paid for. Next, we're going to take 30 from shopping. And wouldn't you know it, that is all that we have in this sinking fund, is $30. So we're going to take that. And then we're going to mark that off. And then the emergency fund is covered. Gas. Let's see how much money we have in gas. We have $20 in gas. So that will be deposited for this. Emergency fund is covered. Gifts. Let's see how much we had in gifts for my little nephew. So we have $60 left in gift. We're going to take 40. Put 40 in for my little nephew. And keep 20 in gifts. So we have $20 in gifts total. And then pets. Oh gosh, this is what's going to kill me. Okay, so let's go in our sinking funds. We're just going to deplete this whole thing and see how much we have. I think we have 100, and it's all about to be gone. There's 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 10, and 15. We have $115. Pets, and then in car maintenance, we're going to take this also kills me. I hate using these funds, but you know, that is what they're there for. They are here, so I'm not struggling to pay for these bills, but it still sucks. Okay, so I'm going to take 200, so 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 50, 65, 66, 67, 68. So we have $168, and that's it. Unfortunately. But we're going to take it anyways. So let's go ahead and count it up. So we have 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 300, 20, 40, 60, 80, 400, 400, 20, 30, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 71, 72, 73. $473. The rest will be cash flowed from our emergency fund. And all of this will be deposited tomorrow into the bank. You guys, I hate this, but if we had to do what we had to do. In hindsight, yes, we could have spent less on groceries, but we had to spend the money on dog boarding. We had to do the tires. We had to do the airport parking. Really, the only variable expenses we could have changed were how much we spent on my nephew and how much we spent on food, but we just, you know, we made it. I was able to be at my grandfather's funeral, and honestly, that's all that matters. So if I can encourage you with anything today, just start with what you have. If you have $5 to put in your car maintenance fund, put $5. That $5 adds up. Start with what you have, and trust me, it will grow. So thank you guys so much for watching. Stay blessed, stay frugal, and remember that you are favored. I'll see you guys. Actually, I think I'll have another video this week with the cash stuffing. And we should have enough money to stuff. I don't know what March Madness is going to look like, but I have a feeling, you know, the Lord always provides. So come back and check it out. I love you guys. Bye-bye.